Welcome back to another episode of Mind, Your Body, and Soul. I'm Joseph Ward, and look who I got here with me today. We found him again, and we are joined by other people who are making this community better. So we will get to the introductions first, but you know, Mind, Your Body, and Soul, the healthiest podcast that you have ever heard in your entire life. Remember, you can learn more about us, this podcast, if you visit our website at www.nfcpodcast.com. Now, today is a special podcast because we're focusing on the 2023 Tallahassee AIDS Walk. And we so happen to be the committee who's putting together this year's Tallahassee AIDS Walk. So I want to get into introductions, let everybody introduce themselves, and then we'll get more into what everybody's doing and what the AIDS Walk is. And if you see, this is going to be different. It's going different because this is a special occasion and we want to make sure we get straight to the AIDS Walk and focus on that. So I start from my right to the gentleman to my right. Come around, introduce yourself, tell them about your position and who you work.
I am Donnell Durden, Bond Community Health Center. At Bond, I am the Mobile Health Services and Outreach Administrator.
Hello everyone, my name is Daishanika Wright. I also work at Bond Community Health Center and I am the Ryan's White Consumer Advocacy Coordinator.
My name is Matia Sweet, Ryan White Program Director, Community Outreach Manager for Neighborhood Medical Center.
I'm Serene Smallwood. I'm the Community Volunteer and Outreach Events Coordinator for Big Bend Cares, and we're the Area 2B HIV/AIDS Service Organization.
Right. Ain't Joseph Ward. I just do what they tell me to do around here. No, but you know, outreach specialist, health educator for our Ryan White HIV/AIDS program. So all three agencies have Ryan White programs, and that is one of the things that brought us together. A couple years ago, we Neighborhood Medical Center and Bond were brought to the table along with Big Bend Cares, and Big Bend Cares is the agency who is creating the Tallahassee AIDS Walk. But we were all brought together to make a greater impact with the AIDS Walk. And it's been about 7 years now? About 7 years. So over the past 7 years, we've been able to greatly increase the visibility and the attendance of the Tallahassee AIDS Walk. And that's what we want to get into. But before we get into the AIDS Walk, I want to learn more about our agency. So tell us some more about Bond.
So Bond, we're a community health center that service those in low income areas, and we try to make sure that we provide an array of services where it's primary health care, gynecology, we got podiatry, we got different specialties of services, and we also have our Ryan White program where we provide HIV services to those who are positive and those who may need preventative services.
Right.
So, Neighborhood Medical Center is a federally qualified healthcare center who sees people with insurance and without insurance. We see people in Gaston County, Leon County, and throughout the Big Bend area, which covers about 7 to 8 counties. We also do primary care, mental health specialty, OBGYN, GYN services, pediatrics, dental, as well as mental health, HIV, and infectious disease. We do it for people with the low cost on sliding scale fees. So if you have any issues like that, come check us out. You can see us or our partners Bond or Big Bend Cares at CarePoint Health and Wellness. So you can check us all out over there.
Your new nickname is going to be Commercial. All right, Serene, tell us about Big Bend Cares / CarePoint.
Yes, so as I mentioned, Big Bend Cares is the Area 2B HIV/AIDS Service Org. So we do comprehensive case management services, which covers everything from food, housing, transportation, healthcare, those services that help with things like utility bills, all of that. Our clients are definitely, they're all affected by HIV, and also most of them are living like 200% below the poverty line, extreme poverty. So our comprehensive case management services get them plugged in with the Ryan White programs to get assistance with things like housing and the food and HIV-specific healthcare. And then the second part of that is, by extension, about 5 years ago, Big Bend Cares was able to invest and put in for CarePoint, which is a big project as well. CarePoint Health and Wellness Center is our sort of one-stop shop for primary health care as a facility, which includes our upstairs pharmacy and, as I mentioned, like primary care services, so your OBGYNs, and we also do like our testing and stuff like that, and x-rays, dental, all of that kind of mixed into one spot. So that is also, we see insured, uninsured, sliding scale, so we're part of that network of community health care. And the care point is not just for our clients, it's for the general public. But it all plugs in together.
Right. So all three agencies service not only the south side of Tallahassee, but the populations in Tallahassee who may not have access to regular health care. So I know as federally qualified health centers, neighborhood and bond, we see people with insurance, without insurance, and people who may not be employed who are seeking medical care. Speak on it as far as how the insurance thing works with Big Bend Cares, CarePoint. I'm not really sure about that.
So it's actually a very fascinating system I learned about. It was what was it called? The 340B?
340B program.
I learned what it is, but not the name. But yeah, basically, so it's very smart, right? Because CarePoint could create this sort of stopgap that can help cover the rest of the services for the uninsured patients that come. So you have people that go to CarePoint for their primary care that are insured. Well, the government arranges for these pricings and things with the like healthcare system and the insurance, and so there ends up creating this like excess little bit of money on top. And that little excess bit of money on top, because they can't go charging like exorbitant fees for everything, that little chip off the top goes into a pool of money that gets used to create the same quality of care and services that pool is drawn from for those who are uninsured, which includes anything that isn't going to be covered by the Ryan White and all the ADAP and all that stuff that we touch with HIV/AIDS. So it services all of our clients, our patients at CarePoint, but not all the patients at CarePoint are our clients. But they help. It all helps each other.
Right.
So it was a great little invention program that we
Right.
put together.
Right, and I think all three agencies use 340B.
All three agencies, yes.
Right, and so these are services that are created to, like I said, give access to healthcare to those who mainly will not have access to healthcare. I used to be in that population, so I know exactly how it is to not have healthcare, not have access to a doctor when you may need one. But also, we're talking about bringing in money for HIV/AIDS services, because all three of us, we service HIV/AIDS, people who are living with HIV/AIDS, right? And so we need funds to be able to give our patients the best care. And so one of the means that we use to raise funds is this Tallahassee AIDS Walk. Not only is the Tallahassee AIDS Walk an event where we can bring more awareness, not only to HIV/AIDS prevention services, but the agencies that provide HIV/AIDS prevention, but also to be able to raise more funds for all three agencies to provide at the best quality care as possible for those who are living with HIV/AIDS. So that's a part of the mission of the Tallahassee AIDS Walk.
For instance, this funding that we use to raise money, we can use this to help buy those prescriptions and things like that until that patient is able to get up and started.
Right.
But they still have needs right away. So a lot of that funding is able to be used for that. So this is a very, very important AIDS walk, and all of the funds are being used for a good purpose.
Right, right.
Not only just prescriptions, but have you ever looked at how much it actually costs to get x-rays, ultrasounds, to do different things that you need that you don't have the funds to do? And waiting on certain programs take a long time for those funneling channels, because we do have other channels we can refer to, like different programs like the We Care and different programs like that help uninsured patients. But it's always not at the right time, because it might be something that's a dire need that we need to see right now. Is this really going to affect something? So we have to pay for those services out of pocket. And some of those services can be very expensive, and some of them can't. Because if you look at an x-ray, it could cost you a couple of $100s to get an x-ray, or a couple of $1,000 to get an MRI or a CT scan. So these funds will really help us benefit to help people who are in need. Because sometimes when we get those people, they're on their last leg. Their toes been turning black for weeks. And now they're just coming in because they're scared to come in. They don't have the funding. How am I going to pay for this? Or someone could have had a stroke and came in and said, oh, well, I had a stroke 2 weeks ago, but I never had any care. I just laid in the woods and just sat there. So these are things that we're dealing with some people. So we really need these funds to really help these people, to help them get back on their feet.
Right. Can we talk about being able to deliver those services at the time of need? Mm-hmm. So the funding helps tremendously for that, because one thing we want to do is we go all around town and we tell the community that, hey, we can help you. Just come to Bond, come to neighborhood, come to CarePoint, come to Big Bend. We can help you. So we want to be able to help them. whatever their needs are, and that costs funds. And oftentimes, while we may know the process, somebody who's new to healthcare, they won't understand that they have to wait on this program and this program and that program, and to them it seems like you're pushing them away. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're able to deliver care at the point of crisis.
Right. And Serene, I know you don't work necessarily in the case management area, but from your knowledge, kind of give an overview of like the role Big Bend Cares plays in being able to help someone who's newly diagnosed and find out they have HIV/AIDS, how CarePoint can help them access more services and resources.
Yeah, so I think it really just starts down to the fact that we're like the only area to be comprehensive case management services agency. You say it's a monopoly, but what it just means is if you are in Jefferson, Madison, McCullough, Taylor, any of these outlying Big Bend counties, and you get diagnosed with HIV, then you are going to be coming to our door. That's what's going to be happening. And then we have people that come in that door that are at point of crisis. They are unhoused, or they, they literally need food, or I need utilities, my lights are off, or any number of those situations. And so we put them through, they have to, get their confirmatory tests, HIV, all that stuff to get enrolled in the services, but we put them through an appointment to get enrolled, and then we get them set for appointments with CarePoint, certainly for healthcare stuff, but then also get them assigned with a case manager. And that case manager, their job exclusively is to sit there and walk that person through what continuum of care is that they require for comprehensive everything. Like I said, everything from transportation to the food to the health care. And I know that that's something where our programs cover that kind of like wide array, which is how we all kind of mesh together pretty well too, is that the healthcare angle is there, but then we also kind of, we bleed into that housing and utilities and transportation and all that stuff that they need as well. So it links together pretty well. But like I said, our affected population is very direly in need and overlaps with some of the most marginalized communities that we know about, right? So, we have a lot of queer people, a lot of people of color, a lot of disabled folk, and of course the unhoused community.
And I like how you put that, because it's true. If the head of the household is affected positive, right? And he or she is missing work because of their illnesses and things like that, they're gonna have needs. And we want to be able to help them address the whole household. So if mom or dad is struggling because they're kind of sick and they can't get to work all the time and they don't have paid time off, we have a pantry. You all have pantry as well. You all do pantries as well, and we all try to make sure that we're able to not only help the patient sustain, but we want to create sustainability in that household. So this is a great.
Great conversation. I love how y'all taking this, right? Because we're talking about linking services together. Absolutely. One of the main reasons we do our best to work together as different agencies. There's a number of community-based organizations here in Tallahassee that work in the HIV/AIDS prevention realm. But we're most effective when we think outside of the box. So linking with agencies who may not work in HIV/AIDS, but their services can help those who are affected by HIV/AIDS. So using the food pantries as an example. Tallahassee is a city where you can literally 5 days a week go to a different food drive or food pantry and be able to get food. FAMU, their pantry is open to the public on Thursdays. I forget the time range, but just go up to FAMU on Thursdays, and FAMU's pantry is open to the public on Thursdays.
Harvest website.
Second Harvest, but if you're a student, if you are FSU student, you're a FAMU student, TCC student, all three universities, all three schools have pantries. Like I said, Second Harvest and Farm Share. Second Harvest and Farm Share are the two agencies who are distributing the food out. We're connected with these agencies because we realize that we have a section of our patients who, one of their barriers is access to food. So giving them these resources, these free food resources, that eliminates a barrier. So that allows them to concentrate more on getting themselves as healthy as they can be, rather than still concentrate on food and this and this and this, because that's what we're talking about, putting services in one place or as many places as possible to eliminate the barriers for our patients so our patients can concentrate on their health.
And one other barrier that we have that we fight with tremendously, I think, at every agency is transportation. So these funds actually help us with bus passes, monthly bus passes, weekly bus passes, Ubers, Lyfts, taxis. Each of our agencies pretty much have like a shuttle service as well. So it just depends on what the patients need. And the funding actually helps us with those, because those are two of the biggest barriers we have. It's not that they don't want the care. It's not that they don't need the services. It's how do we get them to the services, and how do we get them to maintain a healthy diet so they can take medications to live a normal, healthy life.
Right.
I want to say, so with the funding, I think it's very important that we address that the stigma that come with HIV/AIDS, and I think that with the funding that we raise from this walk, it also helps us to not only talk about those integrated services that we have amongst each other as organizations, but it kind of let them know about the stigma that's attached to this topic. I know I also participate in providing case management as well. So with doing case management, I know that I'm always putting clients in contact with different resources, and that funding helps us. You know, many resources that we link them to, they always have a pot of money that they may have that they don't receive from grant funding or solicited funding. But with us getting this type of funding, it also helps us to have that backing that we need to provide those services for them. When those people who have that funding runs out, funding is always running out. So money is always needed. And so the more funding that we have, the more that we can make an impact with getting those people those services.
But especially like you're saying with case management, in a nutshell, case management, like Serena said, case management, you all basically help walk the patient through the process, help link them to resources, not refer them to resources, but link them to resources.
From the beginning to the end.
So from your experience, can you give just give the people a picture of a typical situation, a typical day, what you walking the patient through, helping the patient to access resources, rather. That's
okay. So if a patient comes to me, I'm doing some intake paperwork, try to get to know a little bit more about them. It's like a needs assessment. So I need to know what's going on, what you need. Once I figure out those things, I try to figure out the resources that we need, and then we try to we do like an interview in regards to, hey, we're going to set you up here. I'm going to make sure I follow up. The biggest thing with case management, oh my goodness, is follow up.
Yes.
You have to be consistent with your clients. If you're not consistent with your clients, they're not going to trust you. And I noticed that the more I'm consistent with them, the more that they trust me, the more we are addressing health seeking, because sometimes people are scared to go to the doctors and scared to get services, even though services may be available, because a lot of our population deal with the determinants of health because they are in low socioeconomic environment. So once I get that level of trust from them, I try to walk them through it, let them know that I'm not going to leave them, but I also try to let them know there's a certain level of accountability they have to have as well. And so once I get them with the resources that they need, I kind of make sure I follow up with them, and then we try to do a care plan just to make sure the whole care plan allows us to reach our goal, because we want to make goals. We don't just keep meeting up for no reason. We have goals and different strategies that we're trying to get in order to meet the need of that patient. So once we find out that need, and say for instance all of the services are complete, I still reach out again to see, hey, I know that we got these things together. Is there anything else that you need? Let me know what's going on in the home. Are you okay? Are your children okay? Are what I'm saying? I have to figure out those things that are going on so we know that we can make the biggest impact and make sure that they know that any need that they have, they can come to us.
This is, once again, this is why this AIDS Walk is important. All of the fundraising activities that we do, all of the activities that we do, period. But we're specifically talking about is 2023 AIDS Walk, which will be on Thursday, September 21st at 6 p.m. at the Southwood Nature Trail. Just put the El Jalisco in Southwood in your GPS, and it'll take you right to it. We are literally in the parking lot right behind the El Jalisco in Southwood. And let's before we talk about this year's AIDS Walk, kind of give them a quick recap from y'all experiences of last year's AIDS Walk. Start with you, Serene, because last year was your first AIDS Walk.
Oh yeah.
So what was your experience from your first time being not just putting the AIDS Walk apart, but actually attending the AIDS Walk and seeing it play out?
Well, from what I was told and what I know, Southwood was our first year doing that. So being there at Southwood was its own. It affected the experience in its own way, of course, different than somewhere else. It's been everywhere else in town, as far as I know. Cascades, Railroad Square, everywhere. Southwood is nice. It's got that nature trail down there that's like real pretty, and we do not walk around the whole thing. It is just there's a bridge and a loop, and it's about 1 mile altogether. So don't worry about that. But it's just realizing, trying to get the community mobilized, just kind of being like, hey, it's happening. You know, this is an awareness event. So this is something where you want bodies to be present. You want people to be there. That's seeing the visibility. That's really the activity of it as much. So just running it beginning to end, it's very fun. Of course, we got the walk part. And then there's the big like party afterwards, basically, because Southwood is able to work out us using this like parking lot area that's behind that El Jalisco. When we walk a couple laps around, everyone else comes back up, and we migrate back up towards the lot area where there's going to be your DJs and your speakers and educational speakers or people talking from their experience actually being affected by HIV. And then we have all of our partners out there. So there's your food, your drink, your fellowship, your natural, what you have as a sort of block party, like we have with all of our supporting agencies as well. Like you mentioned, there's other agencies that do what they do, and they're partnering as sponsors. You know, got your Scale It Up, Boxing Cares, you know, Sunshine Health, Gilead, all of them, and that's, you know, big shout out to Gilead and Walmart also.
Yes.
They have
sponsors. In Texas Roadhouse, our food sponsors.
Yes. Top tier support for sure. So it's a big accolade to their commitment.
Right.
But yeah, so it's a fun one, and I think that out of many other awareness events I've been to, having that component of like, now we're gonna go somewhere, now we're gonna hang out, we're gonna talk, we're gonna listen to speakers, whatever. That's good, because I've been to some of those like 4K whatever. People go, they do it, and then they leave.
Right.
Not to mention, we're later September. We're in the evening. Just try not to melt everyone to puddle.
Right, exactly. It's not going to be scorching hot. So, Donnell, was last year wasn't your first AIDS Walk, was it?
It wasn't my first, but my second one. So I felt
second?
Felt like
Okay,
the
well,
first
no,
one.
but so 2 years experience of the AIDS Walk. Give the people your experience from last year's AIDS Walk, the second one.
Last year was a really fun event. I love the location. With all honesty, it's nice flat terrain, no hills, no anything. And actually, a parking lot is the best place to have that block party, and the vibe is good. The music was great. We have the same DJ again, right?
Yeah, DJ Big Boy.
Yeah, great music, great times, and it's a time to catch up with some of our community partners who we may not often see. We see them, but we're working. So this is a time where we get to actually go out and fellowship with them and talk to them and stop by everybody's table and things like that. So I really enjoyed it. I felt that this location, we didn't feel rushed.
Right.
The first time I went, things were moving a little bit fast, and I understand why. So it was nice to be in a location where, hey, as long as the lights are on, we can be out there. Right. So I enjoyed it, and I look forward to this year.
Did you attend last year's walk?
Yes.
Okay.
So
it was your first, or
no? This is like,
you've been going to them for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So but because I was just trying to take it in the order of.
So I would say, first of all, with Southwood Nature Trail, I love the scenery. I'm glad that we're around like trees,
Shade.
water, and then we have the surrounding community as well. So I did love that. I think also what I liked about last year's walk, I invited a lot of our clients to come out. I'm like, if you got free time, come out to the walk. And so I seen some of the clients out there, and I just kept hearing all last year, I didn't know this, and I didn't know that, and I didn't know this, and I got so much of stuff, because with all the different organizations out there, they do giving out stuff, so they was like, oh my God, Miss Wright, I got this, and I got this, and I didn't know this, and I didn't know this, and I had such a good time, and that was so good to hear. It was so good to hear that they enjoyed themselves. It was so good that they were able to win prizes, and just be able to know all of the resources out there, because that's what we really do it for. We want y'all to know that we're here. We want you to know that y'all have access to us. And so it was good to see all of those different organizations all come together for this one moment, just to collaborate. And like we said, we see each other in the field all the time where we're working. And although you can say that we're working this time as well, but it's more laid back. It's more that we're able to talk with one another and get to say, hey, what's the updates that you're doing at your center? What's the updates that you're doing at your center? And so it's just good to kind of witness that in real time. And I just loved it.
All right, old man.
Okay.
You the OG in this.
So,
both of you and I.
Well, we've been doing it for a long time, coming to it. I've seen it grow from 33 people to a couple of hundred people.
Right.
So that's our always goal, is to see it grow. My most enjoyment part about this is the growth. Like, you actually get people who are out there. So you have your CEOs, your CFOs, your COOs, people who got big titles who are out there with clients, and they're actually communicating, working. It's showing that we are one. It's not nobody's better than anybody else. We're all out here, we're in the fight together. And I think it gives that collaboration to everybody coming out together saying, hey, they support me. They're actually puts time into me. So we see our clients, they're happy, they're seeing new things. Shouts out to Gilead, because they give out the medication and stuff for us as well. They also help give back to us and support. Walmart will be out there again this year doing flu shots again. So like, they get different things that they might not get or spend the time to get at any other time that they can go. Hey, I can get a flu shot and go to the walk. And I might get something to eat. So those are the different things that's a great collaborative. And it's always growing with more and more community partners. The more we do this, the bigger we try to get, because we want to see more and more community come out together, because the more we can show that we're one community, we can get more support from our patients as well. And it's the collaboration of breaking down that stigma, which is for me, because everybody's out there with the same shirt. You don't know who has HIV, who doesn't, but you just know everybody's out here supporting each other, showing the love. And that's what I really love about this event.
I think you two really hit it. Last year's walk was a lot more laid back and fun than previous walks. Now I've enjoyed every walk that we've been a part of as far as making it happen, but last year's walk did have a different feel to it. It may have been a location as well, but it had a different feel to it, as far as it didn't feel as much as like work as walks in the past.
It was the vibe. It was a vibe.
Yeah, it wasn't
Right.
so like tense and
Right.
serious. Even though this is a serious matter, but we want them to know that, hey, we're here.
Right.
I mean, to our patients who live with HIV and AIDS, I mean, life is serious for them every day. So we want them to have a little fun. We want them to just
let their hair down.
yeah, there you go. I like that.
But,
Let your hair
but
down.
like you say, it gives all of us a chance to be human.
Thank you.
Because it's okay for us to have fun. Like, I know we do serious work. I know it's seriousness here and seriousness there, but it's okay for us to have fun, because that's the balance in life. We're always preaching, especially to our patients, to be as balanced as possible, but we have to remember that for ourselves. Like, this is part of the balance. Now, we're accomplishing the mission with this balance too. We're going to have fun. We're going to be able to educate people, and you're going to come out, DJ Big Boy Swag, _DJ Big Boy Swag with 2 G's on Instagram. Make sure you follow him, right?
Please follow him. He's a
Yes.
real good DJ.
Yes.
He does baby showers, bar mitzvahs, whatever you need to
Whatever
do.
you need.
He's there.
Right? But the vibe that's set, I can come, like you said, I can get resources, I can learn, but I can also let my hair down and have some fun. With the different agencies that we're gonna have, we're able to reach out to the city of Tallahassee water truck. They were there last year, having that then again this year. They enjoyed themselves. Texas Roadhouse is coming back. We was able to grow from last year to a partnership. Now they are our official food sponsors. I believe we're bringing back Barnhart Farms to be able to be one of the food trucks to give out the fruits of grape. I just learned that he got some exotic fruit this morning. Yeah, I'm gonna get some. But it's just think about 20 to 30 different agencies throughout Tallahassee and surrounding areas that all of these agencies are in their own lane. Like the question would be, what does Walmart have to do with HIV/AIDS prevention? A whole lot. A whole lot. Walmart also has community service components. We have community service components. That's where we meet. Walmart has resources for the community. We want to link our community to resources with Walmart. That's how we think. But all of these agencies, we all have a link. It may not seem like it on the surface, but when you look deeper, we all are linked together. So that's what we do at the AIDS Walk. And that's why I think this year's AIDS Walk is going to be a great time. We're all excited already. Our fundraising goals, we're exceeding our fundraising goals. We're on track for those. We have a plethora of people already signed up for the walk.
Can you say sheriff's department?
Police department.
Yes, police department.
TPD.
TPD is going to get integrated a little bit.
Yep.
I'll make sure they're there. You know, City of Tallahassee, of course,
Right.
water truck is always,
Right.
but even those kinds of agencies,
Exactly.
you know.
Exactly.
And that only just brings just the healthcare aspect, like bringing the police out. It's a big issue right now with the police and different people in different communities, especially the black and brown community. Stigma. We're fighting that. Now you actually have police officers out there handing out snow cones, intermingling with kids. It's a family event. It's not adults. Adults just don't get HIV. So it's open to everybody. And even though you don't get HIV as a child, you might be affected by somebody like a mom, a dad, a brother, or uncle, somebody else who is living with HIV and AIDS. So it's appropriate for everybody to come out. It's a family fun event. It's not just for adults. So bring your kids, have everybody come out there. It's fun to see the little kids out there walking, because guess what? This is a chance for us to bring that younger community up without the stigma and break down those things so we can actually end the stigma with HIV and AIDS.
Right.
A lot of people don't want to support things because, oh, it's HIV and AIDS, that's not affecting me. But it could affect you, you never know. So let's just try to break that stigma and just look at people as a human being, as an individual, and break that down, and so we can help them who are less fortunate than ourselves.
That's great. It was great to see a lot of the advocates out there last year as well. Well, every year.
Yeah, shout out to the alphas too for showing up.
The alphas, we also have different agencies like the health department. We actually have our insurance companies coming out. So like WellCare, Sunshine Health, we have the pharmaceutical companies. Humana, these are great people. Guess what? Y'all have those insurances. Guess what y'all can do? They're there to answer your questions. You can't get them on the phone sometimes. They can answer a lot of your questions. So we put them in a room in an area for you to bring those down, and now you're more easy. And guess what? If they don't get the questions you need, you can come get one of us, and we can say, hey, we need to sit down and help you get this answer. Who can we call? Trust me, we'll get you the answers, but we just want you to come out and enjoy and have fun. It's a great time to have fun, gather resources, meet and mingle with people, and actually get to feel more comfortable. And guess what? We can actually end this all together.
Yep. So Serene, details on this year's AIDS Walk, date, time, all those things, location.
So, as I said, the El Jalisco, we can pop that in the Southwood area there, but we're going to be in the parking lot right behind that. You can't miss the mobile units and all the setup and the trucks and everything. You can't miss it. So that's going to be, but the walk itself is going to start at 6:30, and that's going to be down at the Southwood Nature Trail, right directly as close as we are from them, which is that, that Ivy Green and Grove Park. That's that intersection there. So that's going to be Thursday, September 21st. So we are 10 days out now at the time of recording. 10 days. But September 21st, Thursday, 6:30 for the walk to start. Sign up earlier if you want to come in. We have a website. It's a long string of characters to say, but it's our run sign up, and that'll be linked.
BigBendCares.org is where you start.
Yeah, you can start there and find everything out. But we'll be doing walk-up registration as well. But online registration if you want to beat the line, whatever. And then you can come in person if you want to sign up. Bring your family, bring your friends, everything like that. And then we'll all, we'll be heading down to that walk area to start at that 6:30 time.
Yep.
So.
Yep. It's gonna be good music, good people, good vibes, good resources, good food.
Good snacks.
Good snacks. Yeah, look, we have food and snacks. I'm in heaven. Food and snacks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did they lemonade? Will they have lemonade this year?
I think so. Yes.
I think they
Yes.
are.
Texas Roadhouse.
Yes.
Water,
Great partner.
Yeah.
lemonade,
Great
snow
partner.
cone.
Lemonade,
It's gonna be
snow
food.
cone.
It's gonna be
Right.
surprises,
Waters.
different things
Yes.
that we're not gonna tell you about, but you gotta come find out
Yes.
what those surprises
Yes.
are. But I know you're gonna leave very full and happy.
Yes.
Yes. Also, if you need to get tested and you feel like this is the time to get tested, we got you.
Testing on site.
All of us, we have you. We provide those services. We
On-site
provide-
testing.
Yeah, on-site testing. So make sure, like, don't hold out. Like, if y'all need those services and y'all feel like this is the time to come get it, although we want you to have fun, come get those services because we are here. We know it be laid back, but we are still working on behalf of you. We appreciate the advocates who advocate for those who are positive. We appreciate they are pretty much gatekeepers in a lot of sense. So please come get that service that you need.
And when you bring up testing, what comes to mind is fear. Do not fear or be afraid to get tested. We have trained individuals that will help you. If your fear is about coming up positive or anything like that, we have trained individuals that will help you work through that process. And this is what the AIDS Walk is all about. It's about helping our people at point of crisis.
And then too, not to mention, also preventative stuff too. If you want
Yeah,
information about
definitely.
PrEP and if you want to,
Definitely.
your condoms and all
Prep,
that stuff.
condoms.
Condoms will be there.
We
There'll
have
be
them.
condoms galore.
It's
We'll
gonna
have
be
a
a
lot of
lot
that.
in
So-
abundance.
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
get
all
tested, but get tested and then go home with some
Prevention, yes,
condoms.
but good
Do what you
point.
gotta do.
PEP and PrEP information and access to the PEP and PrEP services will be on site, as well as condoms testing, syphilis testing, HIV testing is on site. Now, speaking of food, we had yeah, I got to talk about food, but this is a good thing to talk about food. A couple weeks ago, we had what we call a share night with Texas Roadhouse, and it was a fundraiser of ours. One of the fundraisers that we are doing for this year's AIDS Walk. It was a successful share night. Now, help me out. I forgot the date for our lunch.
Monday.
Monday.
Monday's everything.
This
Monday is at both of them.
This Monday, 18th, right?
The
Yeah,
18th.
Yeah,
18th.
Monday, September 18th is our benefit brunch, our lunch. Our benefit lunch for the AIDS Walk is between 11 and 2 p.m. You can reach out to either one of us to get tickets. Tickets are $20. Of course, all the proceeds are going to the AIDS Walk. You can email me. You'll see my email flashing. You can email Serene. All the information to get your tickets to support our lunch, to be a part of our lunch, that's in the description. All that information is in the description.
BigBenCares.org. Great place to start.
BigBenCares.org is that
Social
link.
media,
It's gonna be the first link.
everywhere. We're posting.
And also, if you just can't get a ticket, because I know a lot of people be waiting till the last minute, it's okay.
You
We
can
can
show
show
up.
up. We'll take your money at the door.
Right.
We're here to help. Now, mind you, the food's gonna be amazing. When I say we got pulled pork, we got chicken, it's actually National Cheeseburger Day. So come down here and you can get a cheeseburger. We're gonna have salad, potatoes, all this food, and probably a lot more prizes and giveaways that we're working on now.
Right.
So really just come out, support $20 lunch. You know what I'm saying? We spend that
Supporting the
anyway.
AIDS Walk.
Support, you can actually get good food and still support a good cause at the same time.
And that's going to lead into our second share night as well, because the second share night is following our lunch. And the share night will be again from 3 to 10 at Texas Roadhouse on Capitol Circle. So come out and support the AIDS Walk. Come hang out with us. It's great food, great atmosphere, great environment, great people for a great cause.
You have lunch and dinner. You have to eat.
You
Lunch
gotta
and
eat
dinner.
more than one
so
meal.
you might as well be at Texas Roadhouse and enjoy them. The
Right.
rolls is heating. I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
They'll take care of you all day
Right.
that day.
Right.
Just remember though, if you do come for that share night, the biggest thing with that is that you make sure you give us your receipt at the end of the night, like physically. So the way that they structure those kind of fundraiser is that they will donate a portion of the profits, the proceeds from the night that come to us are out of profit from the check that your receipt. And so that physically has to be given to us. So, you know, we try our best. We tried last time to make sure people that just leave their receipt at the end of the night, you know, the waiters and waitresses helped us out with that. But just make sure that makes it to our bucket before you leave. We have a table, we have a little plastic bucket. You just drop it in. You can't miss us.
Right. Yeah,
We'll be
right.
there.
Right.
It's gonna be a big sign on the floor.
orders too. Except receipts
Oh, to go online, you know, anything like that too. Those receipts, because you got to come in. You come in and grab your food from the to-go desk or whatever. Take that receipt off your bag, you get it, and give it to us.
Yep.
And we're gonna make sure we speak to you, how you doing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
We're
And
gonna open that door for you and say, come on in.
Southwood Suites. So
Yes.
it's one of our as a fundraiser that's going on as well.
Keep your eyes peeled for that. Southwood Suites is going to be open and operating during the AIDS Walk. So that's at Southwood. So that the front of that plaza where that El Jalisco is right there is going to be the Southwood Suites, which is a ice cream, you know, dessert place. And they're going to have some special going where they're also doing a percentage of profits that go to us as well. So walk around, grab an ice cream cone, milkshake, something, whatever, and keep walking around. We'll be here, and that'll also be a benefit to the AIDS Walk.
Yep. And a big shout out to Southwood for hosting this AIDS Walk, especially for the second year in a row.
Yep.
So thank you to the staff and everybody at Southwood who's continuously allowing us to use their space. But we want to encourage as many people as possible to come out and support the AIDS Walk. Go to bigbencares.org to sign up to register. You can register as an individual, you can register as a team. If you have an organization, a group of people you all want to come out and be a part of the AIDS Walk, you can be a part of it. It's once again, it's for a good cause. We want to make sure that the AIDS Walk is just as it's seen as an event that's just as important as any other walk that is held, because this is an issue that has greatly affected the American population, and we want to make sure that HIV/AIDS services in this area can continue, but we can also reduce the number of cases in the future as much as possible. So that's what we do. So before we close this out, how can somebody get access to services and information about Bond? How can somebody get in contact with anybody at Bond?
I think the easiest way would be you can reach out to us. We take all type of inquiries. You can reach out to us at info@bond.chc.com. You can call us. Our phone number is 850-576-4073. My extension is 381, so if you call me and you use that extension, I'll make sure you get to who you need to. And we take DMs and private messages and everything like that. So if you want to contact us through social media, you can do that as well. Of course, we have to move that conversation off social media, but yeah, we'll take that as an initial contact as well. So just Google us, Google Bond Community Health Center, and we'll.
What's your website?
www.bondchc.com.
So, Neighborhood Medical Center, you can reach us at www.neighborhoodmedicalcenter.org. You can also check us out on our YouTube channel, our Instagram, our Facebook. We take DMs, we do everything. My cell number is 850-688-0914. Again, 850-688-0914. My name is Matias. You can call me Mr. Sweet. You can give me a call. I'll get you to where you need to go to. Our main number is 850-224-2469. Again, 850-224-2469. You can hit us up. You can email us. My email is msweet@neighborhoodmedicalcenter.org. His is jwood@neighborhoodmedicalcenter.org. Just give us a call, DM us, email us. You can even show up at any one of our 6 locations, and we'll be able to help you with whatever you need.
You don't want to get sleep. Gabby's number. You don't want to get sleep. Your phone already rang up. That's good. Serene, Big Cares information.
Yep, and just the World Wide Web. Big Ben Cares on Google, bigbencares.org. There's a contact us form on the website. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and our number is 850-656-2437. I'm extension 224. I'm not in case management, but certainly get you where you gotta go. And our office is open and CarePoint is open, 2200 South Monroe Street. If you want to talk to any of our clinical professionals, and we'll get you hooked up.
Can we add that if you see that red, white, and blue bus out in the community, or you see a pink bus out in the community with our names blasted on it, do not hesitate to stop and ask a question. We're out there to help. No question is a dumb question. Stop by and let's see how we can get you assisted.
Any outreach event
Right.
will get you set up with whatever.
Also, real quick before we close out, just plug real quick a free event that we have coming up. Tell them about our couch talk coming up.
So, on
29th.
September 29th at 6 o'clock p.m., we're actually bringing in somebody from ViV Healthcare. It's the young guy, his name is Javon from the Devato commercials. He's actually coming in telling his story, how he got HIV, how he's surviving, how he's thriving. And I'm also going to have somebody come talk about a medication. It's going to be free food. So we really want everybody to come out to hear a little bit more information about how people are getting HIV and how they're surviving, how it's not a death sentence, how they're living their normal life, how they're living a life like you and me. So September 29th at the 872 West Orange Avenue, Tallahassee, Florida, 32310 at our Richardson Lewis Health Department at Orange Avenue, one of our locations, at 6 p.m. You come out, enjoy a meal, great time to fellowship, hear people's story, hear how people are surviving and living on, and how they made it through. This is a great time if you are positive and have questions about how can you make it. I can't necessarily tell you how it is to be affected by HIV, but we do have people that will be there that can help you and assist you. We have our peer navigators at each agency that can actually assist and tell you and give you the steps and things. I can only empathize, but I can't sympathize. Did I say it right?
It's gonna be right today.
Okay, so I really, you know what I'm saying? So we're not saying we're not here to help or do anything, but we actually have people in place that can help you deal with those types of things, like Mr. Durden said earlier. So we're here to help you. So just come out on September 29th at 6 p.m. at the Orange Avenue Health Department, the Richardson Lewis Health Department, to come hear a great word, great speaker, learn about some medication and some HIV, and get a meal while you're at it.
Do I have any upcoming events?
Right now on the horizon.
It's okay.
Okay, all right. So
See that we work. We do
yeah,
real work.
we do, and our next major event is going to be Breakfast with Bond on Wednesday, September 20th, from 8 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. We have Breakfast with Bond, and this is an opportunity for you to come and learn about all of the different services that we provide at the center. All of our different department leads will be there in attendance to share what's going on, what's new, what's on the horizon, as well as a little bit about the past as well, because we can't forget the past, right? If you don't know your past, you don't know where you're going, right? So that'll be at our 1720 South Gaston Street location. Zip code is 32301. And once again, if you want to learn a little bit more about that, you can call me on my cell phone at 850-296-6848. Thank you.
Any upcoming events? Let you know.
We do AIDS Walk, and then our next big one, though, to keep in mind, is going to be Holiday Angels.
Okay.
That ties into the whole we take care of everybody. It's a gift connection program for the holiday season where we connect the dependent children of our clients. Could be children, could be grandchildren. If they are dependent, then they count, and they're going to be able to be connected with individuals like perhaps you watching this that may sign up and say, I want to help 2 kids out, a boy and a girl, or I want a couple teenagers, or I want 1 kid, a little baby, whatever. We'll try to get you matched, and it's a very specific. It's not your Toys for Tots where you bring in a truck and a doll and drop it off. This is gonna be this kid's name's Carter. He's 10 years old. He just wants a warm coat for the season. Let's get him a toy outfit to wear, something like that. So we get started with that pretty early anyway, and that's gonna be upcoming. And usually it's like 300, more than 300 children that need that help.
Good. So services, events and services that are coming up. We appreciate you all tuning in. Once again, Mind Your Body and Soul. Remember, our website is www.nmcpodcast.com. Remember, bondcac.com, bigbencares.org, neighborhoodmedicalcenter.org. We are here to serve you. See you next time.